Now,
Is that better?
Yeah. No, I thought as much. It's okay. Now I'm recording, so that's fine. We don't have to use it, but it's just I'd rather record and then throw it away than talk and not have anything.
Yeah.
It's very funny that your camera's up in the sky.
There's so much crap around my computer.
Like,
I have so many projects going at one time. I have, like, copper coils. I've got paintings. I've got drawings. Bill things, because I'm learning to be a caretaker for Jack. So I've got to figure out how to balance bank accounts again. I haven't done that in so long. I just used to file 13 on my stuff because I didn't have any money anyway. So.
Yeah, no, they should teach that stuff in school. So tell me how you are and what's been going on.
Well, we had the wolf incident happen, man, and I just had,
What do you mean? It's like, because I didn't understand of it. What's the wolf incident?
Well, it was strange. It was almost eerie. Because this dog showed up. He had a collar, but he was definitely wolf. I mean, he had a white eye. One of his eyes was almost completely white inside, and he was just on a mission. Like, he was friendly, but he was so distracted. He was just very distracted and on a mission. And Jack and I were on our way out the door to go to the bank because I have to go back a little bit. Because Jack is trying to just save money right now. Like he's needed somebody to look over his accounts and just make sure that his bills are going in the right direction and there's never any fraud going on and things the caretaker does. So, I'm learning to do this, and I was going to step in and help, and his nephew's wife was doing all of it, and she was doing a great job. But she was paying his bills off in lump sums, and he's struggling. He's not quite getting the perks that a man of his age and what he's been through should get every day. He should enjoy his life right now, like every day of it. So like pay the minimal, just enjoy. And so we're setting it up so that his bank accounts, he's got just a couple of, it's ended up to be a couple extra $100 a month that he has just free cash that he can do things with, which is awesome for him.
So you're trying to restructure his accounts, which have been being managed by his daughter-in-law.
Yeah, and she did a great job in respect to helping him to pay down his bills and build up his credit. But he's not really looking to do that as much as just enjoy life right now.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And
no, it does. It's always awkward because you're coming in as a non-family carer. You're trying to restructure his accounts for what he wants, and the family can go back. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what I wanted was for her to stay on the account, so that she could oversee things, so that they felt comfortable and they would realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an open thing to where they could just come in and look at things, and it's still that way. I mean, if they want to come check things out, they can at any time, and we can explain things to them. I'm totally open. I'm not doing anything wrong. So, it is what it is. They sent his sis the day after the wolf thing happened. We went to the bank because his sister-in-law came over the night before and came in, and I was sleeping because I was going to night school and I was sleeping during the day. They came in and decided to take Jack down to the bank and change the account and get her off the account so that I could be on it because she was mad.
Okay.
So, because she's in control. I guess, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. God bless her. I mean, she knows that she's doing things the way that she sees right. It's that male energy direct, I'm going to get direct to the thing. I have the female energy. No, stop, smell the flowers, enjoy the life,
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it. I've been a carer and I've had people freak out. And they didn't have any need to freak out. Sorry, I'm just looking for something.
No, they don't.
They didn't have any need to freak out, but it's very sensitive. That whole thing of, it's very sensitive. I totally get it.
Oh, he's been taken so many times, so I so understand. I mean, we just dealt with another bill collector today from somebody that was that ran up a cable bill in 2012 that he's got to pay for. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the stuff that this man's been through, the theft and all the things that he's endured. You don't have to feel like you have to whisper. You can say hi. We're not doing anything secret yet. But yeah, so it's touchy, but it's one of those things where you just have to understand both sides of the story and go at it with a feather.
I think the biggest thing I learned after my second surgery in November 2014, and I thought I had 3 months to live with end-stage ovarian cancer, and I possibly did, but I got a miracle. And the thing I came out of it was, finally, in my late 50s, I didn't care what people think anymore. It's not that I want to hurt people, but I was no longer hemmed in by, but what if they think this, and what if they think that, and they think this, and they think that. I finally, that whole people approval thing, that desperation to be liked and approved of, it was gone. It was just gone.
Yeah.
It was the biggest liberation. It was just like, you know what? It's like people have got their stuff. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do my very best to be the best me and to live with integrity. No matter what I do, not everybody's going to love me. And I'm not a junkie for that anymore. I'm not addicted to, am I doing okay? Do you approve?
Yeah. Oh, I went through hell. Yeah, it was one thing after another. It was like just a waterfall of shit. Excuse my language. It was just...
There's no time for people pleasing anymore. It bores me. It bores me. It's like, look, I'm the way I am. You're the way you are. Let's get shit done. And I don't mean that rudely, but it's like it bores me to try and be popular.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so you handled. So I don't get the wolf thing.
Well,
tell me,
it was
it was relevant to tell me that the sister-in-law had a hissy fit about transitioning, and she hijacked him and took him to the bank, and then a wolf came.
Yeah, the next day, Jack came down to get me to go to the bank because he wanted to immediately switch my name to the bank account so that I could take care of the bills that he wanted to reduce because he needs the extra money. He's been wanting to, go do things like get a pedicure or whatever, little things that he should just enjoy. He's worked really hard all his life, and so let him get things done. So, anyway, we went to the bank, and we came home, and right before we left to go to the bank, there was a stray dog outside, and it was a wolf. It was Wolf with a collar, so I knew it was a pet, but it was a real friendly dog. I pet it on the way out, and I looked over at the guinea pig cage, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to seal that thing just in case, and I put a big brick in front of it, thinking that, oh, he won't get in there, we'll be okay. So I went left and went to the bank, and when I came home from the bank, both the guinea pigs were dead. He hadn't eaten them. But, oh, yeah.
I didn't understand that. See, texting is so different from talking. I didn't get that.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's just because somebody, to me, it's like, it could be, you know, the way you say, oh, I'm on the hamster ring, or I'm like, to me, it could be a metaphor. I didn't realize that really happened.
Yeah, no, it really happened. It was weird, too. It was just weird, because this wolf, I haven't seen him since. Like, and he was so direct. He just came in and he just fished out the guinea pigs. Like, he kept circling around the guinea pigs. And then he wasn't even paying attention to me, you know, like I meant nothing. He was there on a mission, he came, he did his job, and he left. You know what I mean?
I do. I'm censoring it a bit because of the audience.
Yes.
I don't mean the public, I mean the...
I know, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
No, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying I would offer some possibilities of theories, but not in the, you know, not with little.
Yeah.
So you get that. So that's horrible.
Yeah.
Was that very upsetting?
Well, we know. I told her what happened because I said a prayer right away, and I went to the guinea pigs and I told them how much we loved them, and I cried and I told them. I mean, it was cool. I kind of gave them a huge hug. Well, I'm talking to Angela. She's like right there too. But yeah, I just I gave them a huge hug. I wished them well. I was so sorry because I don't even know if I told you this part. The guinea pigs were not guinea pig spirits. They were something else. They were more human than guinea pig. It was something else, like a more of a higher order. And then I felt really sick because I put them outside. And then they were so sweet because they came to me and they said, "It's okay. We love the outdoors. We were so happy to get out of that stinky studio." So it's okay, you know, like, and they're free, they're fine, they're gonna, you know, like, they're like, they look more like sisters. I know they were boy guinea pigs, but they look more like sisters up there, wherever they are. And so that was strange, but.
It's good, and it's good that I'm not trying to rescue it because it's awful, but it's good that they weren't eaten.
Yeah, no, he left them, which was perfect, and we buried them under a brick, and they're.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry you lost your guinea pigs. That's sad. Did they have names?
Baby and Snuggy.
Snuggy and Damie?
And Baby.
Baby. Oh, well.
Snuggy.
His real name was Chase.
Okay.
I just called him Baby.
Well, I'm sorry you lost Chase and Snuggy. That's kind of sad, and I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that sounds like covert harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like. Yeah. Attack the finances, attack the animals, attack the income, attack the home environment, attack the friends, attack the acquaintances. Yeah, that sounds par for the course. It's sad. It's sad. But anyway, you seem to have processed it brilliantly. So what else happened? So we had the guinea pigs killed by a wolf on a mission. We had the sister-in-law have a hissy fit because Jack wants to have some cash flow. Like, I tell you, just briefly, when I was married, the grandmother was very, very wealthy. And she used to ask me to do, like, cut her toenails, which was just a real sacrifice thing, but I used to do it for her. And then I gave her some advice about her diet and advised her to buy some fresh broccoli or something like that. And she said, "Oh, no, that's very expensive. I want to leave a good inheritance." She was living like a pauper. Like, she wouldn't buy fruit and veg. And she left a fortune in her will. And I just thought, that's obscene. It's like you're sitting here and you've got a little health niggle that could just be sorted out by diet. But she wanted to save up enough, like, she wanted to leave every penny that she could for inheritance. And it just seemed to me obscene. It just seemed wrong.
Wow.
You have old people. You have old people. It's like you have old people living like they're poor, and it's almost like there's everything you need is next door, and nobody gave you the key.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, I get it. Jack wants some cash flow and still keep his integrity, and so
Yes.
that's his. Yeah, that's his privilege.
Just a minute. I'm gonna see if she was, because I've got to get her upstairs. She was gonna go upstairs. What do you want? Oh, absolutely, because I'm not gonna be using the phone anyway. If anybody calls, just let them leave a message, and then that's fine.
Okay. What if it's like someone important?
Everyone's important, so just let them leave a message and call them back.
Yeah, I understand that. You know what? My daughter. When I went for a walk, I had to go outside. I had to go out for 2 hours. I was so overwhelmed. I went for a walk with no phone. My daughter, I had 4 missed calls, and I thought it must be really important. And when I called her, she just wanted to tell me a funny story. My grandson had a homework assignment on St. Patrick's Day, and he wanted some ideas for his project. And his mummy, my daughter, said to him, "Well, what did St. Patrick drive out of Ireland?" And he said, "A limo." You know, St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland. But he really meant it. And I had 4 missed calls for that. And I'm like, I thought the sky fell. But she was just telling me. Anyway, so that's cool.
Pictures, they're awesome.
Well, they just are. It's like another time, it's literally, sometimes you just have to, I just really had a lovely walk. I try and take 1 day a week off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I set it up that I take Mondays off. But the thing is, when you love your work, you can't draw lines about what is work and what is somebody you really want to talk to and what is somebody you really care about and what is an emergency. And so I'm having to I'm having to redraw boundaries and say, I'm not good at that. It's like it all blends for me. Like, I really wanted to talk to you. And I'm thinking, but are we doing an interview? Or are we talking business? Or are we soul sisters? If it's soul sisters, I really want to talk to you. And then I'm thinking, oh, but you better do this and you better do that. So I got a shock this morning.
Yeah.
I got a shock.
On yourself.
No, I know. It's okay. It's just getting used to going back. It's just a transition. I've raised my children. Now I need to... It's just kind of like, figuring stuff out and sharpening them up again. But I got a major shock this morning. You talk about covert harassment. I rented my house in Ireland out for a year last July. And I suffered a lot of harassment last summer because the Hampstead thing was going very high profile. I got a targeted burglary and all sorts of shit happened. And one of the things I got was harassment about renting my house out. Because I bought my house from the council. So it was a brand new house. I lived in it for 12 years. And then I bought it. So one of the harassment angles was, you can't rent your house out without permission. And so we're going to take you to court. You better get those tenants out. Well, I proved to them that I did have permission and that I didn't need it legally because I bought my house outright for cash. So because they couldn't get me legally, do you know what they did? They intimidated my tenants so bad that they're moving out, and they only told me today and they're moving out on Thursday. So that was it was a big shock. I rang my tenants to say, why didn't they pay the rent last week? And they said, oh, we've been getting severe harassment, from the council, and so my wife can't take the stress, so we're moving out next Thursday. So literally they gave me 4 days notice. So I just went into shock, like, oh my God, and so I just needed to process that. But it was just, if it was something legal, if they were moving out because there was something wrong with the house or because I didn't have all my ducks in a row, then I would just say that's life.
Yeah.
But But just like the wolf with the white eye on a mission, I knew that part of the covert harassment was cut her income off. If we get rid of her tenants, you know, she'll come home, and then we'll run with such and such a story or whatever. I just feel like it was a setup. So it wasn't even the fact that I lost my tenants with 4 days' notice. It wasn't even that upset me. What upset me was, I believe, just like with the Hampsters, I believe it was more than just a simple, sad thing that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my day. So it was just a big shock. I rang my tenants to say, what's up with the rent? And they said, oh, we're moving out on Thursday. So it was just, I can adjust. It's just, it's like you've adjusted brilliantly to no Hampsters. But part of you says, do you know what? Was that just random or not?
Well, I tried to, you know, most dogs I can kind of connect with on some level, some level. To where
Maybe I'm over. I sometimes think that covert harassment to silence somebody that's making waves. One of the classic covert harassment angles is your pets. The way I tell you, the way my mind went, right? And my mind, first of all, you had a row with the sister-in-law. It can be something as simple as she goes home cursing you. Like that effing so-and-so, da-da-da, how dare she, and blah, blah, blah. It could be just bad energy. You know? But it also, you know, it also could be like, it's all, you know, I just have to check myself. Sometimes when I get tired, I think everything is a conspiracy. It could be just a sad thing that happened, or it could be that somebody says, let's mess with her. You know,
I know. It was just, I get strange feelings. You know, in the guinea pig story, it's just something that, you know, I go to in my mind. I have like a, you know, like a picture comes into my head. I don't know what that is. If that's just some supreme, wacky, creative ability, you know, that everybody normal seems to tell me that it is, then that's just what it is. But it makes me extremely happy and very connected with animals. So there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and I've been studying a lot of this about when is a muse a good thing and when is a muse supernatural in a scary way. Because, like, sometimes when I write, I will go into Old English mode, and it's almost like Chaucer or Shakespeare just coming out of me. And I've been studying a lot about, you know, when is a gift, you know, something a bit suspect. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of weird, that painting. I saw that earlier. Kind of confronting. It's very confronting.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, no, it just confronts me. It may not be personal, but I just find it overwhelmingly male.
It is. Yeah, I have to put some female into it. I'm gonna make him like joking around, like kind of like with a cork on his face, you know, or something like that. I'm gonna do something funny with him because he's the 100th monkey. He's the one that discovers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, there's an outside to the cave. What?
No, actually, he doesn't have to be femaled up. It's just because I remember I went to counselling and they allocated me a male counsellor, and I said, "You're very funny." I'm a CSA survivor with issues with men, and you give me a male counsellor. Are you insane? And they're like, "This may be just the right thing for you. This may be just what you need: a safe male energy that you can interact with and not get." So there's nothing wrong with it being male. It may be just that it confronts me. It may not be that the painting is confronting.
Yeah. I still have changes that I want to make to it.
I love the idea.
It's not done. So
I got it at the 100th monkey. I was just overwhelmed with the maleness. But the 100th monkey, I get it.
Well, there's going to be a bunch of little other monkeys behind it that are just oblivious.
Yeah, and that's why.
So.
But that's why I love your idea of there's a story behind the art. I think every piece you paint should have an accompanying either a video or a story to say this is what it was for me. This is who this is. You know the way you did that introduction with the sculpture with Uncurl?
Yeah. Yeah.
That brought it alive for me. That was like, wow, I know the backstory. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely.
Yeah, but the crazy part is, like, that's all those stories are in my book. A lot of those stories are in my book. A lot of the behind-the-scenes stories of some of the major works that I've done. But since then, I've learned so much more about the art. Like, it's turned full circle, and now I understand that the one that's called Existence is sort of the... She's sort of like the birthing of the new paradigm. She's creation facing death and realizing that death is just as much a farce as time. And so she's creating instead, you know, like just right around him, you know, like just looking him straight in the eye, you know, like this female androgynous sort of being. She's bald. I didn't even know why I made her bald at the time. I didn't even know anything about what the egg was or anything like that. But now it's all coming back. Like, it's almost like, holy crap. And I start seeing faces inside of the paint, where the paint starts to form all these different faces. And the faces mean different things. And I didn't make the faces. The paint made the faces, but why does it all mean something to me? And it all fits inside of this puzzle, and I can just go into the painting and just pick it out and go, whoa! You know, like, I've seen people do it with bathroom floors, too. So.
I watched a video.
Pretty wild.
I watched a video today about inspiration, and I watched a video about magicians that were just outside the box and doing crazy shit. And I believe that we're all given talents. We have God-given talents. We are creative beings. God was a creator, and he made us to be creative. There's a lovely Shakespeare quote that says, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. And I believe everybody, including the bankers and everybody, they all are supposed to either write or dance or sing or write poetry or make stuff or paint or something. Everybody has a creative gift. But I think the thing that, you know, if you say, for instance, channeling and automatic writing, I do think some gifts come from the dark side. I don't think your work comes from the dark side. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying I've been studying, you know, this whole thing about selling your soul to the devil, but what people don't realise is it's real gifts will come through, real knowledge will come through, because there is phenomenal knowledge available.
I have so much to say about that. Yeah.
Well, my theory is that God wanted us to have knowledge, but he knew the stages, the increments at which we could digest it. I think it's not that he wanted to withhold it from us, but he wanted to just give it to us when we were ready. You know, like you wouldn't give a car to Angela as a present tomorrow. So it's not that you were a bad mother and you never wanted. Yeah, I know, but you wouldn't give her a car. You wouldn't give her the car keys and say, "Hey, honey,
the grown-up car." No.
Yeah,
no. I don't get a toy car because we play with the.
No. What I mean is, I think God was the same way. It's not that he didn't want to give us all knowledge and all giftings, but he's a good enough parent that he knows. Right, I know you're ready to hear this and to learn that and so on, but I'm going to give it to you when it doesn't blow your mind or put you in danger. So I've just been studying that whole thing about where does your inspiration come from? Are you channeling demons? I'm saying that to myself too. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that out into the ether. when people say to me, it's like I've been listening about Jimi Hendrix saying, "Oh, it's not me, I get possessed," and you know, I know a lot of my acting was good because I used to dissociate, so I would become the role rather than acting it. I didn't, you know, like if I was playing somebody suicidal, I was just suicidal for 10 weeks during the run, you know. So and so it's like. It's just made me more aware that when somebody says, I don't know where this gift comes from, and the painting paints itself, and the music writes itself, and the script just appears to me, I'm just more aware. I'm more like, okay, you know, I'm just like, okay, where's that coming from? It's a gift. Is this your gift from God? Is this your gift being supernaturally empowered by God? Or is this a little imitation thing that is like a supernatural ability, but it's from the dark side and it comes with a price tag?
Depends on what your intention is. You know, really.
Definitely. No, definitely. And God knows our heart.
Let me give you some examples, okay? Because we were just talking about this today. We go into so much depth in class. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And these are amazing scientists and people, just renowned doctors, and I'm just amazed at the minds that are coming together. It's just so cool. But I can't even. I mean, we got into. What were we just talking about? Wait a minute. I just lost it because I started talking about my class and I went back to that.
Oh, you said it depends where your heart is. It depends what you said. It depends what your
it's all based on intention. It's all based completely on intention. And, you know, it goes back to your core and what was intended with almost everything. So when I think about what kind of energy I put into art, this is where the cool part that I feel really good about comes in. No matter what it was I was working on, even if it was really super dark, I worked it out on canvas. So, and I've had people come to me, there's just so much I want to say. So sorry if I act like a ping pong ball with my speech. I don't know if you want to kind of drag me back to where I should be, but I've just got this head that's like filled with stuff I want to say because it makes sense to me.
Okay.
Everything makes sense to me.
Okay.
I know how to fix it.
You know, that's exciting.
So, yes, it is. Yeah. So, guide me a little bit if you can. You're kind of like I know that we.
No, I'm happy to. I guided you a lot when I first got to know you. I guided you a lot. I may even have over-guided you because I just wanted to know who you were. And so I may have underplayed your career and your achievements. And I didn't mean to do that. Because I know, as well as being a sister that I can talk to about boys and discos and makeup, I know that you are incredibly gifted, international. You know, you have a gift and you're sharing it. So I don't want to underplay that at all. So just keep going.
Well, it's something. This is something that I've done all my life, but I've had to hide it because. So I'm a closet giver. We figured that out because I used to sneak around and do this for as long as I can remember. I've done this. You know,
it's not just giving. It's not just the giving. It's like it's not. You're amazing with the giving, and I want to find out with you where we're at with that. And did any donations come through shipping?
You know, I should be able to cover shipping just fine.
No, I don't want you to cover it. I'm just saying, did anything come in for that? I don't want you to cover it. I'm just asking you, did any donations come in for shipping?
Yes, that's what's happening. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. But the giving thing is part of who you are, and I totally connect with that. But the artist, I want to know about the artist, the thing that gets you so excited where you're bursting, you've just got to say it. You were there just then.
Like, oh man, you know what happens when I write? It happens when I paint. It happens if, I know if somebody could just cut me loose with music, if I could just learn music, I would so make something, just because my book came out like a symphony. Like, I started to write it, and it came out in pieces, and it was just like, oh, that piece goes here, and this piece goes there, and this piece is connected to this piece, but it doesn't really even line up with this piece, and it crescendos, and then it falls, and it sinks to the bottom, and it makes you cry, and then it makes you laugh, like, all through the book. Every time. I had to read it, right? Which, I had to read because I read it for audiblebooks.com or whatever, and I read through the whole thing, and I did all the audits myself because I couldn't afford to pay anyone to do it. And I still can't afford the final step. I need to just make it into MP4 or do something like that. It's some probably simple thing, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I've got to figure that out. But anyway, it's almost there. And I've read my book and listened to it, I don't even know how many hundreds of times, and I still cry. Because I understand what was coming through me back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I didn't know what was happening in my life, and it's just such a feeling because I was there. I go there every time, and I remember that feeling, and I just go, whoa.
Can you send me a link? I want to read it. Can you send me a link either to listen to your audio or to read it? Is it available?
I have it. Like, I can send you a Google. Maybe you could help me. Maybe you would know how they do it. I can send you the instructions that my publisher said to do, and then
I'm awful. My daughter knows how to do MP3 to MP4. My daughter knows how to do that. Rupert knows how to do that. I'm so pants at all that stuff. I'm no good. I'm so pants at all that technical stuff.
So I don't want to learn it. That's what the thing is. Like, I have too much else going on. I can't do this too much. Yeah. So.
All right. Well.
It'll get done when it gets done.
It'll get done.
Yeah. So the weekend went on, man. It was so crazy because the next day we went to the bank, came home, guinea pigs are dead, right? Oh, I'm just freaking out. I fell asleep on the couch, just crashed because I was like emotionally knocked out. So, and plus I'd gone to school all night long, fell asleep on the couch, and I wake up to Jack coming in screaming, and his sister behind him saying that the bank has said that I am not allowed, or they don't like me to be on his account. Meanwhile, we just come from the bank, and we had they were rejoicing that Jack finally had somebody who was going to be honest with him, because we've seen them several times, and I'm always very honest. And they've gotten to know me, so they, it was like, good for you, Jack, because I'm going to help. I really am going to help him. I'm going to increase his property value and everything. All that I can, really. But his family, by no fault of their own, I'm some young chick moving in downstairs. They don't know if we're wherever we are. It's kind of, whatever. But I'll show them, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you just do what's right. I was minding my father, and then he needed me to move in with him because he was really needing live-in care. And then my family was threatened that if I moved in, it might give me a head start on the inheritance ladder, and they vetoed it. And so they got me fired, even though I'd done a superb job meeting all his needs, and they kept saying, we're so grateful that you do this, and we should all help, but we don't, but we really appreciate you doing it. And they were all fine until it got until it threatened in their heads their inheritance. Like, if I'm moving in, then I'm there, and if Dad dies, then how are they going to get me out? And they let their heads go down this whole fear path. Yeah, it was very sad. All I wanted was the best for him. It was very sad. And I knew, I'm sorry to be brutal, but I knew it was because they felt financially threatened. Of course they do. Whenever an older person, you know, befriends a younger person and trusts them, of course the family's going to be threatened because they're looking out for, you know, I'm sorry, most times they're looking out for their inheritance.
Yes. Which I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't deny them of anything.
No, I know.
It's not going to increase their inheritance.
Yeah, I know.
I would hope that they would help me to get to a new place where I could live.
Yeah. And I was doing the same with my dad. He had field. I could have got him planning permission. He could have built houses and sold them. I was doing the exact same, increasing it, but they were too threatened. They were just threatened.
I don't blame nothing. Like, I'll talk to them any day. If they want to burst in here and flail their arms and stuff, I'll just say, hey, how you doing?
So what did you do when they started having this screaming match? What did you do when they said that?
Well, you know, it was so loud and so obnoxious and in my face, I just immediately started to cry, and I just said, I just lost 2 freaking guinea pigs. All I want to do is live my, and I didn't say freaking, I said the other one, freaking life. You know, like, why are you doing this? I didn't move in here to do this. I'm enhancing Jack's life. If you look around, his place is a lot clean. You know, like, we just, I just threw it back in her face, kind of, you know, like, well, this is the truth. If you look around, you know, like, and I told her the whole story about how I wanted Renee on that, or I'm so sorry to,
No. Colleen, I can't see you. Just come in picture. Just come a little bit in shot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's better. I couldn't see you.
Is that better?
Yeah, I could only see
There's my tongue.
It was freaky, like you were talking
but
to me
anyway, she ended up, she's a really awesome lady. I mean, you know, like by the end of the conversation, she was giving me a huge hug. She's here getting a liver transplant, God bless her, you know? She doesn't need this kind of stress, and she was kind of caught in the middle of this whole thing and had to come down here and fix things because she was afraid that her brother was getting scammed again, because he has been taken so many times, it's not funny. So I totally understand from her point of view. I wanted to squeeze her hard and say, it's okay. I will not let this man down, and I will never let anyone take advantage of him as long as I'm here. So, you know, like, she knows. She looked straight in my eyes. She said, I know you. She said, well, maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe I shouldn't say, but we connected.
So you made friends. It all passed over. That's good. Well done.
Oh, yeah. I've got to do that with everyone. I've found that I have to. I mean, I went through the whole weekend with almost every single one of my family members, excluding my mom. I have to tie that knot too, because I sent a nasty letter to him. Not nasty. It was just an in-your-face, I have got to get out of debt from underneath you because, you know, like, I see your faces every day. And if you say something like, I'm working 3 jobs right now, and the kids need this or the kids need that, no matter how much my kids need, all of a sudden it comes full force in my face that I owe you money. Just in my head. They don't say it, but it's in my head. Tweet. You know, and it just drives me insane. And so, I mean, I'm ready to go get a bank loan. They don't want to charge me any interest. My brother had said that one time, and he's over that thing. But they're just business guys, you know, like, they do business. But anyway, I just want out from underneath the umbrella so that I can make sure, because my freaking focus is those children that you're fighting for. I want them free. I want them out. I'll give everything I have if it's down to the last, my shoes off my feet. And I'll do it to the day I die. You will not see me prancing around in any freaking fancy car Well, Jack's car is a Cadillac S something. He lets me drive that. That's cool. I like to do that, but it's not mine. So.
No, I feel the same way, and I feel that when we're in poverty or survival or debt, because they say whoever you owe money to, they're your master. Even if they don't say a word, you still do it to yourself. So somebody advised me about 5 years ago, get out of debt. It's going to be the most creative freedom you're ever going to discover. If you get out of debt, then you don't owe anybody. Then you're not lying awake at night or feeling guilty or whatever. If you're out of debt, you can be creative, and it's true. It's true. Debt is an absolute bondage. It really is.
And Angie, they're so sweet. I mean, like I was saying, can I sell your artwork off the walls? And then I was thinking, no, I can't sell the artwork because that would be going against my standards right now because it would be paying off. So I can't do that. So I was like trying to think of a way, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm just going to have to pay it back slowly on my meager salary as a caretaker. It's just going to have to be the way, or whatever. It's just going to happen.
Sometimes it's the faithful weekly payments. Like if you're faithful in the little things, God takes care of the big ones. Sometimes don't underestimate God; He can do a miracle. But all I know,
of course.
That's where I felt violated today.
Yeah, and I'm definitely on his side.
No, he can do a miracle. He can do a miracle, or you can just do the faithful once a week thing. I've got out of some debts like that. I just paid it off, and then a few years later, I'm like, oh wow, that debt's gone. How did I do that? And it's just because I was faithful.
Yeah. So
once a week, just with what I could do, but. I hear you on that. Yeah. And what I was thinking to do is, I do think it would be best if we could find an agent or an art dealer or something. But in the meantime, what I was going to do is set up an auction page on Facebook and call it Art for Justice.
Oh, right. Yes.
And just say, these pieces are available for bids. The starting price is X, and this is what the money will be used for, and just see if it sells that way. I mean, it's just an idea, but I just thought I'll make a dedicated page for it.
How about something a little bit less masculine than justice?
Okay. Okay, yeah. If justice is more,
for the cause, like for who.
Art for truth.
What's the ultimate dream kind of thing?
Art for freedom, art for... Okay, let's pray into that. I hear you, because art for justice is a little bit hard. And it's not just justice we want mercy as well. So, let's play around with the name, and if you come up with a name, by all means let me know. Art for... But anyway, the point was just to make... So, for instance, your friends that were like, oh, that's so amazing, you can just say, check out this link. And then they can go to a link, see what art's for sale, see what the auction bid starting prices are, or see where the donate button is and just throw something in, or just say, oh yeah, I will donate something, whatever. I just thought I would centralize it in a page. And I do agree, Art for Justice.
So great. I need that, yeah.
I only had one art dealer friend, and he shared your artwork on his wall, but I said to him, are you in the market to sell some artwork? And he didn't get back to me. So, it'll work out. I don't want you to break your stand, which is I don't sell anymore. This is not what I do. But at the same time, if you have contacts and they say, right, so-and-so would love to handle your stuff, then by all means just put them in, do whatever works for you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, I have buyers, I have collectors, even in London. They're calling me and saying, I really want a piece of art, but I can't find any. Can you, and I said, well, I just so happen to be donating to a cause over in your area, which is not quite your area.
Yeah, and that's why Yeah, that's why we could do that by centralizing it on a page. And if they say, look, I know you're not selling anymore, but how can I get some of your art? You can just say, go to this link.
That's my cause.
Yeah. Go to this link.
Yeah.
And don't talk business to me. Just go to this link and inbox, and the admins that are totally separate from me will talk to you. And that's perfect, because then nobody's getting their hands dirty. It's all transparent. It's all up there, and you're not breaching where you're at. So that's great. Now I'm inspired. I knew I was to do that, and I'll do it tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. And
the thing that we're going to have to figure out, because I want to, there's a couple of different, like I'm going to have different charities that I'm going to donate to, that I'm going to do different things. Like I had. All kinds of different little ideas.
What I planned on was creating a group with your approval and input, and then making Christine and Miles admins as well.
Yes.
So that Miles, myself, and Christine would administer a group with your artistic input or whatever. And then it would just be like a clearinghouse, because that's the way things are supposed to do. They're supposed to flow. They're not supposed to get all jammed up. They're supposed to flow.
Yeah.
So that was the plan, and so we could just fine tune the name and things like that, and then figure out a way to make it work. But at least you can say to people, if people say, I'm interested, I want this, where can I? You can just say, it's all there. Just go there. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. But
yeah.
Okay. So the other thing, you said something about I'm off the market now, and it was good news. I didn't understand that. You sent me a couple of messages that I didn't understand the guinea pig story. Was there anything else? You said something to me. Was there anything else major?
Well, the galleries that I know of that were carrying my work, I have pulled my work from the shelves, and they are packaging all the work up, and they're putting it in boxes so that I can go to Vegas and I can pick it up. And I have to get an update on that, on what's going on. But
why have they done that? Why have they done that?
Because they asked them to.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right. Because this is because you're a new thing. You're no longer for sale. Okay, gotcha.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of dedicating my life to a life of, it's not going to be poverty. I don't think I'm going to, I don't call this poverty at all. I think this is awesome. Shoot, man. I can build anything 10 times better than what the manufacturer does.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I can. Oh, yes, I can. I know how to work a chainsaw. I know how to work all the tools. I can learn how to work all the tools. I know about electricity, plumbing, you name it. I'm going to put through it all. So, I mean, it's just, and these things are fun. They're fun to learn. So, I'm not afraid of nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't glorify poverty, but nor do I idolize, so, yeah, I hear you. You're completely shifting that paradigm. Okay, look, I'm going to wind this up, and we'll touch base again soon, but if you come up with a name, let me know. I agree with you. Art for Justice is a bit masculine and harsh, and, but if we'll do something about that, and I'm going to just wind this up, but I'm going to call you back just for 5 minutes. I'm going to call you back. Okay.
Yeah, right now?
I'm going to call you right back right now.